I back away. This can't be real. I can't be seeing that. Is the hole even there anymore? What am I even looking at? Am I looking down at a room? Am I looking across at a room?
It's a hole in the wall. It's still there, and you see the flashes, and you now see that Gabrielle is standing in front of a mirror like she's stuck. She's just staring into it, holding this teddy bear.
Gabrielle, what are you doing? I found a hole over here. What are you doing?
And Gabrielle, you're really struggling to get through this. Ralph, you see how tears are streaming down her face.
I step over. I look anxious. I don't know why she's crying. And I just realize I have my umbrella still on me, and I just kind of, for a moment, want to touch her shoulder. But then I worry that might startle her, so I'll just, with the umbrella, just lightly, just sort of wave it near her, like, Gabrielle, this way? What are you doing?
Gabrielle, you can try to break out of this with a keep it together roll, -2.
And I feel so weak. So weak. All that comes out at first is Jared.
Ralph, you hear Jared. You know who Jared is? What do you do?
Yes, I do. Jared. Did you see Jared? Is Jared here? And then I think to myself, of course, Jared. This is Jared. He, although why would he want to? He doesn't know who I am. That doesn't make any sense. He doesn't know about our childhood, but maybe Gabrielle told him. Maybe this is all his sick game. Maybe. Jared, where is Jared?
You say that, and you roll with -2. What is the result that you get?
18.
You break out of this. Maybe it's Ralph's words, maybe it's just your own innate strength. You are not going to let him do this to you again. He has destroyed enough of you.
Jared, you bastard. I throw the teddy bear to the ground and I lift up the mirror. I try to lift up the mirror and just smash it into the floor.
And you do, and there's glass shards everywhere. Ralph, you see this happening, of course, in front of you. And Gabrielle, you've regained control. You are now standing here in this children's room, and it's changing around you. You see newspaper articles and press clippings having appeared on the walls around you. An article you remember seeing, the disappearance of the 12-year-old Thomas and the massacre at his foster parents' home. But there are other cases, other murders of families, cases of assaults, all happening after 1999.
I back off from Gabrielle as she smashes the mirror, and I'm about to say something, but as the room shifts literally before my eyes, I just start looking at these newspaper articles, and despite everything, a little part of my mind starts trying to make sense of the articles. It's like someone's made a collage, all these murders. I just start looking at the information, trying to put it together. Do I notice a pattern?
Yes. Well, the most important thing is that the timing of it is that it's all spread out after 1999, and it all follows a sort of set pattern. All the cases remind you very much about what had happened at the Donners. The same modus operandi, if you will. And there's something else. There's a brown stained folder lying close to one of the articles.
I go to the folder and I open it. The situation is completely unreal, but the truth is, now there's something calming about information. I always thought that the people who broke into his house, like maybe it was part of a pattern, and I looked it up a few times, but I never found any information on these things.
No, you didn't. There's an old folded photo. Oh, it's you. It's the Angels. You are on your bikes, taken during some idyllic summer day. You're eating cotton candy outside of Dorney Park, the amusement park in Allentown. Home of Steel Force. More than 1 mile of roller coaster. You remember that vividly.
I start looking through our files. What information is there on us, on me?
No, just this picture, really. And Thomas is holding a big teddy bear that he won as a prize. There are other things in here, though. There are crudely drawn pictures of men and women being tormented in a multitude of ways by what must be children. The images show children as the tormentors visiting unspeakable torment on the adults, and as you look at them, you see the images writhe and shift. These static images begin changing into animated scenes of grisly torture, and the torturers are you. It's you, Gabrielle, Michael, Ursula. You are the ones doing this. Roll to keep it together.
16.
The drawings, there's something written in ash and ink. A text. A message. I shall escape. They shall burn, not I.
I, for a moment, ignore the movement in the images, because of course I know what's happening. I've breathed in too much smoke. Carbon monoxide poisoning causes hallucinations, and sometimes stressful situations can make it even worse, so clearly I'm not seeing correctly, but I am seeing that we've stumbled into some room of could it be? Maybe the killer was watching us. Maybe he's been watching us the entire time, and he's been waiting, and this is his play. He wanted to lure us here to kill us, just like he killed Thomas. I kind of turn around to Gabrielle, saying, "We need to get out of here, Gabrielle. It's him. It's not Thomas. It's the person who killed Thomas. And this is maybe they always lived here. Maybe they're the people who lived here in the house originally. I don't know."
And Gabrielle, you are horrified as you see behind Ralph hands and arms coming out from the walls, moving to grab Ralph, and you see deformed children's faces that are pressing against the walls and their forms appearing in through the walls, basically, as if it was through wallpaper or something. They're screaming in pain and agony. What do you do?
My eyes widen and I cry out in alarm as I see this, and I try to grab something to throw at it past him to keep it away from him.
Can you roll to engage in combat then?
18.
How do you smash this hand?
The frame of the mirror is still in my hands. Somehow my hands have avoided catching on the glass. And you probably don't have much time to react, but the whole thing is suddenly flung past you, Ralph, at something behind you. I throw the whole frame of the mirror just by your head.
I literally only have time to turn and look.
And you see these arms that are grasping for you and trying to grab you, pulling you in, and then this frame flying towards them. And there's more of them coming from other parts of the walls. The corridor is now filled with hands, countless hands and arms. You have to get out of here.
I yell. I weakly wield my pathetic umbrella, and I just look at Gabrielle and I just try and see if I can see the hole. Is the hole still there in this new room?
Yeah, it's there, and it looks like you can get through here. It leads you into a corridor. Maybe you can go through there.
Gabrielle, go through the hole! Go through the hole!
And I don't hesitate. I just throw myself at the wall where the hole is, hoping that it's gonna crack.
Yes. And you find yourself inside a small room. It's not a corridor, it's a room. You're stuck inside a room with no way out. Flickering images are projected on the walls, and sound echoes through this room. You see faces, bodies, private chat messages. In a dark room, both of you see Ralph at his computer gathering all this information, all these secrets. Chat messages are displayed on the walls, threatening to out secrets, spread intimate pictures, blackmail. And Gabrielle, you see pictures of you. Lots of pictures from wild parties with Gerard, or you dressed in tight skirts, clips from shows where you played, making out with both men and women. And there's a close-up of Ralph's face. It's covered in sweat and twisted in grotesque ecstasy, his eyes moving back and forth maniacally, drinking it all in. Ralph, what the hell is this? You need to roll to keep it together.
That is a 6.
Then this is all of your secrets being outed to the person you least would like them outed to, at least right now. Lose another 2 stability as you suffer emotional trauma from this, and the shame of it all. It makes you want to just disappear.
No, it's... I kind of stumble back into the wall. One of the walls, anything that can hold me up, clinging to the umbrella, and I just look at Gabrielle. It's not what you think. It's not what you think. They all deserve it. Not you, but they deserved it. They're bad people. They ruined our lives. So what if I ruin their lives? That they brought it on themselves. I didn't do anything. I just reveal what's already there. And in those photos, it's just your Facebook photos. It's just your Instagram photos. I don't do anything weird with them. I swear.
I see your absolutely crimson face going on, blabbering on, as I turn from the images I see and look at you in incredulous disgust. He was keeping tabs on me, and maybe all of us. What have you done?
Nothing. I mean, Milton was going to jail anyway, so it doesn't matter what that was. And one guy, if you cheat on your wife, you deserve to pay a price for that, right? And the other guy, he goes on the fucking dark web and looks at things, bad things. So of course, I was helping people. I help people
by blackmailing them. What did you do with the money?
I give it away. I don't need the money. And I release it anyway.
You can see me having trouble taking it in. I feel like I have a headache. And I feel very distressed. This is not real. I hold my palm against my forehead and I look up to the ceiling and I say, "The Gatherer, he is coming. He is coming."
The wall that you're leaning against, it dissolves and there's a corridor in front of you again.
It's not. And again, I try and bring myself together, because this is a nightmare. This is a nightmare. I fell asleep in the car, or maybe we're passing out because of the smoke, because this isn't real. But I look at Gabrielle and I feel ashamed, because she has to know that I would never do anything weird to her. And I kind of try and grab you and run into the corridor, saying, we just need to get out of here, Gabrielle. Get you out of here. It'll be fine.
I feel my body is about to collapse, but somehow I'm on my feet and being pulled along again.
There's a warm gust of wind and a smell of burnt flesh. Someone or something is approaching, slowly marching through the darkness towards you. But you're running. And the labyrinth stretches out before you. And you've gotten away. Yeah, you must have gotten away. The smell's gone. There's a pile on the floor. Rusted, blackened, and twisted. There are bikes there. Your bikes. The bikes the angels rode on. Covered with soot, as if they'd been in a great fire.
Our bikes.
I sort of stumble over to one. Are they rideable?
You touch it, and You discover that the colors still remain under the soot. And just touching them, even though they're burnt and broken, it brings back many memories. The good ones, you know? You can regain one stability.
I'll start brushing off the soot. And I just say quite, almost in a stupor, let's ride the bikes, because we can get away. Gabrielle, we can get away on the bikes. Come on, get on the bikes and we'll run away from the man with the heads. We'll run away from him.
And you, Gabrielle, can also recover one stability.
I try to find my bike. It'll be small for me now. I mean, I grew a bit since then.
You have grown since you were 12, yes, but you could probably use it. It's not going to be very comfortable, but...
But still, it's my bike.
It is?
It's my bike from that time. I raise it up and I swing my leg over it. I just sit, try the saddle.
You do?
Where do we go?
I start pedaling forwards. I'm not really sure what's forwards anymore, but I just know I need to be away from whatever's behind us.
Yes. And you bike off through this labyrinth, through this corridor. And the ground has changed. It's now grass. You're walking among trees. You're next to the lake where you used to hang out. You see yourself standing by the lake. You that were children. Your bikes left on the ground while you were building a fire next to the shore. Thomas is there carrying dried sticks to feed the fire. You think he sees you. And the perspective flips, and it is 1999 and it's summer, and you're enjoying a quiet and lazy summer day, having hiked to the lake. You've put your everyday problems on hold for a short while. Ralph, you're grabbing sodas and hot dogs from a backpack, while Gabrielle, you're blowing on the fire to make the flames get a hold of the wood. Ursula's standing some ways away on the beach with her feet in the water. Michael over by the bikes, fixing a chain that's broken. And Thomas' voice interrupts you. Ralph and Gabrielle, as the three of you gather close to the fire. He points with a stick towards the tree line. Who are they? You don't see anyone there.
Huh? What you talking about, Thomas? You trying to scare us again or something? Just sit down and have a hot dog. Nice.
I thought I saw two grown-ups standing there. Guess I was mistaken. Did you see anything, Gabrielle?
I don't see anyone. I squint, and then I face down again as I notice that I'm letting the flames grow small.
Why do the other kids always mess with us? Thomas asks.
Oh, I don't know. They're just not nice kids. It's okay though. They're gonna grow up and they're all gonna go to jail or something. People like that. The world will sort them out. That's how it works.
They just don't have personality, you know? They don't have any personalities. They're just holes walking around, trying to conform to something that they think is right, you know, that everyone tells them is right.
Yeah. I don't think they know what real friendship is.
I don't think they know what life is.
No, I don't think you're right. Why are we friends, though? I mean, what brings us together? Really?
I don't know. We're just friends. Doesn't need to be a reason.
Maybe we're not following the normal standards, you know, and we need others around us who don't either, you know, just out of conformity.
Yeah, maybe.
I think it's because we suffer together. That's what brings us together, isn't it? But it's not going to last forever, right? I mean, we're going to grow up. It's going to be something better. I mean, hey, what are you going to do when you grow up? Gabrielle, I mean, you can do music or something, right?
I look at him with a pained look, because I don't have that hope for future, really. I mean, I feel like life is just pain. But I try and please him. I like him. So I say, yeah, I'm gonna be really good at the bass guitar.
Yeah, well, you are really good at music, Gabrielle. Yeah, I'm gonna, probably make video games or something and make lots of money, and then you could all come to my house and be there, and then we'll show off, because all those the bullies, they'll all be like in dead end jobs, and that'd be great.
What do you wanna do, Thomas?
I'm never gonna grow up.
What do you mean?
Yeah, Thomas, you are gonna grow up. We all have to. It's okay. It's a cool thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
It just means you get more freedom. You can choose yourself what you want to do and who you want to be around. You're not forced into some kind of classroom with a lot of not thinking idiots. You can work with something you like. You can at least choose what friends you have, in the workplace where people think like you and they are like you. I poke at the fire that is now starting to turn out nicely.
Then you gotta leave, right? Are you gonna stay here or leave for the city? New York? Philly?
Yeah. We go somewhere where there's more people, where there's more... I mean, small groups grow bigger, right? There's just more acceptance. You can be who you want to be with others. Yeah, New York sounds good.
What about you, Ralph?
I don't really know. Somewhere nice. It's not so bad around here, but I guess it'd be nice to go. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't think I'll ever escape this town, he says, and he starts sobbing.
Thomas, I don't want to cry.
Yeah, you will. We'll go together.
And he's sort of like trying to move away a little bit from you. And he's clearly distressed.
I look at him awkwardly. I'm not good at handling people. I wanna try and convince him somehow that things are gonna be okay as long as we're together.
How do you do that?
Come on, just help me poke the fire. Come on, let's stay together. We'll always stay together. We'll be good.
I'm suffocating. The anger, it's filling me up. I feel like I'm drowning.
We'll get out. You'll be fine. Come on, over here, come on.
Help me, Gabrielle.
I try to go over to him, and I hold out my arms, like if he would hug me.
And he does. He hugs you and he cries on your shoulder as he would have if you would have been his mother. Ralph, what are you doing?
I look on awkward. I feel a little jealous for a moment that he's hugging her. And I don't know, I'd like to hug as well, but it just feels awkward. But I feel for him, I do. He is my best friend, I think. I just wish he wasn't so upset about everything all the time. There's nothing I can do, I'm only 12.
That's right. And after that, things get a little bit better. He seems slightly happier. And you have a nice day there at the lake. Grilling your hot dogs. Do some swimming later on. And as it starts to get dark, you head home on your bicycles and you decide to meet at the lake again that following day. But you never did. Because that was the day when Thomas didn't show up. And you're standing in front of a dark door again, just like the one you opened when you entered the labyrinth. Light issues forth from the space between the door and the threshold, and you hear hollow and mumbling voices from behind the barrier. There's a sickly smell of blood and urine that permeates the air. What do you do?
I don't know anymore. I don't even understand what's happening, really. I just go towards the door and pull on the handle.
I step off and I hold my bike and Ralph's bike as he goes up to the door. Mind filled with memories and pictures. And I'm ready to move forward. We've gone away from the danger. We need to keep going and make our way out of here before he catches up again.
Yeah. And I just move forwards.
And you're in the room. Gabrielle, you recognize this room. This is Thomas' room, the one you saw before. There's a small lamp that glows on a table by the bed, shelves that line the walls. On the upper ones lie all sorts of games, books, comics. The lower shelves are all covered with broken glass, stained with dark red blood. There's a huge teddy bear, mutilated and pierced with several knives, dangled at the end of a hangman's noose. You recognize it from the photo. This is the one that Thomas won at Dorney Park. Blood and pus trickles from the teddy bear's open wounds. There's pictures of lonely and crying children, menacing shadows that fall into the room through small windows, and a hard rain that rattles on the windowsills. You see Thomas, but as an adult, he looks torn and old. Madness is burning in his eyes as he sits huddled up in his bed. He's clutching a toy tiger to his chest and is staring at nothing, just straight ahead. There's a circle that's been drawn around the bed with crayons, and just outside of this circle stand two grotesque shapes, the twisted forms of his foster parents. Mr. Donner, looming and stern, holding his leather belt in hand, and Mrs. Donner, hysteric and giggling, taking picture after picture with a Polaroid camera. Click, chirr, click, chirr. And then there is the smell of burning flesh, and the room seems to expand. And Gabrielle, this time you hear Ralph saying,
"The Gaffer, he's coming. He is coming."
And you discover that you're standing at a distance of several meters from each other. The door leading to the labyrinth has vanished. The Donners, they throw themselves to the floor, they scream and crawl into the shadows like wild animals. And the walls suddenly grow to 50 meters height and your own bodies turn thin as matchsticks. You're paralyzed, unable to move. The Gatherer stares at you. The iron mask and the gloves give off a red glow. Then it turns its gaze towards the bed, towards Thomas. Who are these souls that you have brought home? Thomas flinches as from a blow. He reaches out towards you, Gabrielle and Ralph, and he cries out with an unnaturally shrill voice filled with hate and fear. "Take them instead, they're yours, you have no power over me. Take them!" And the nightmarish creature turns to you once again. His masked face scrutinizes you thoroughly. His voice is cold and dead. "The sinner and the angels, who will accept guilt for what has happened here? Who will come with me?"
"No! What have you done to Thomas? You did this to him. No one's guilty. You're guilty. You kill these kids. You kill kids. That's what you do."
"Do I now?"
No, Thomas, you couldn't have done all that. They were in pieces. It couldn't have been you.
He's not lying. I did it. They deserved it. For what they did to me. I think.
Wait, no, I mean, maybe... maybe the parents, but two... You had two brothers and sisters! What did you do?
I don't know. But it's done now, and now the only way that I can get out of this is if they take you, right? I mean, they can take you. They can take you instead of me.
No, it can't... It's not gonna... They've been taking people even long before this, and they're gonna... If it's gonna be us, it's just your friends. We're still your friends.
Wait. When you did this, did you do it again, Thomas? Those articles. Did you gather those articles?
I wasn't alone. They helped me. I don't remember much of what happened, but I was part of it. And now I want to end it. I want to escape from this. I don't want to be taken.
You did it again, didn't you, Thomas?
You have seen what you have seen, Gabrielle and Ralph. You've, of course, seen everything that's happened in this labyrinth. What do you think here? What will you opt to try to do? You have Thomas here, who has seemingly trapped you here in order to be able to escape himself, giving this gatherer you instead. But is this what he truly wants to do? Does he remember the time that you spent together? What do you wish to do here? Who do you wish to have follow the gatherer? If anyone should.
I wanna try and grab him and run. Run, we'll run to the ends of the world together, away from all this, away from this city. That's what we said. We wanted to get out of here. Maybe he never did.
Let me ask you a question. Then, if you wish to pull Thomas out of here, can you forgive Thomas for dragging you into this? Do all of you, including Thomas, deserve to leave this place?
In my head, I tell myself, yes. I still refuse to believe that he is the one that did all this. I just can't, somehow. Because we're the same. We're both victims.
No. He's betrayed us. Gabrielle especially. He deserves this as much as the others do. He can't run from his secrets. Gabrielle and I have done nothing wrong. He's the one who is wrong. I always trusted him. I would rather he was dead than become whatever he has become now, this killer.
The gatherer speaks and looks at you, Gabrielle. You forgive him for what he has done. You wish him to be able to leave here. And then he looks to you, Ralph. But you do not. You do not forgive. You do not forget. It seems we are at an impasse. Either I take Thomas, or I take you. In order for me to take Thomas, I will need your help.
What do you mean, forgive him? He's led us you here so you can die in his place. How could he do that to you?
It wasn't him. I can't believe it was him. I can't believe it. I will not.
Oh, really? You can't believe it. Why the hell not? Gabrielle, you're better than this. You're not naive. Come on, you always just think I'm smarter than you. It's the other way around. You're smarter than me, and I know. I don't want this to be him either, but people aren't always what you think. Except you. You're better than most people, but everyone else isn't. He killed people. I saw it. I don't know what caused it, but it's not an excuse, and it's especially not an excuse to then sacrifice his friends so he can get away with it. If he was truly our friend, he'd offer himself up for us.
I put my hand to my ears and I just kneel down, cowering at this barrage.
I feel guilty and ashamed, and I don't want to hurt Gabrielle, but I'm just full of anger. I just look at Thomas. Well, buddy, speak for yourself. This is how you repay friendship. You murder a bunch of people, and then when something comes to give you some consequence, you throw your friends under the bus.
Take me instead.
No, Thomas says. Gabrielle, it was always you. You were always the one that tried to save me. You were always there. I've made a mistake. So many. Please forgive me. I just wanted revenge. I wanted it so badly. I started seeing everyone as my enemy. But instead I lost everything. I lost you. I lost myself. And Thomas stands up from the bed and he steps out of the circle. And the gatherer takes Thomas. And you see this, Gabrielle. What does it make you feel?
I weakly try to reach out, try to hold his hands. Try to hold him, keep him. Don't want to let him be torn away from me again.
But you cannot stop it anymore. You cannot save him anymore. You couldn't save him then, you cannot save him now. And you blink, and you shake your heads, and you find yourselves in the study on the second floor of the Crow's Nest. There's no fire anymore. You're greeted by the dawn's first light shining in through the windows as the sun is struggling to make its way up over the treetops. The bookcases in the study are filled with D&D books. All of them. Full collection. How does this story end, Gabrielle and Ralph?
I stand there staring at the rays of the sun coming up, wearing a blank face, where I am completely washed over by emotions on the inside. I feel weak, helpless, and alone, even standing next to Ralph. So alone. I look over to you.
I clench my fists. I feel empty. I feel sad. I remember Thomas as he was, not what he became. Most of this doesn't even make any sense, but I do just see you looking at me.
I miss those innocent days. I say. You and me and the others. I'm sorry if I wasn't nice to you. I mean, I didn't. I was always looking at Thomas.
Yeah, well, he was pretty cool, and I wasn't. And I'm sorry about Thomas, and I'm sorry I've been keeping tabs on you. I just wanted to know you were okay. And I don't really have anyone No, I don't really have anyone.
I just shrug. Yeah, me neither. I guess I'm glad Michael and Ursula decided not to come.
Yeah, I guess. Huh.
But here we are, the two of us.
Yeah. Maybe we could go grab a coffee or something.
Let's do that, and let's go play some D&D, perhaps.
I'd laugh, almost figure she's joking, and I just nod and I just walk out to the car, look at my phone, look at the house, and I'll get in the car and wait for Gabrielle. Not really sure what any of this really meant, or what really happened. I hope Thomas is okay. I really do.
We are our past, and we are our memories. Though we can never escape the endless cycle of suffering, death, and rebirth, there will inevitably be a few moments of light to hold on to. Moments with lovers and friends. Moments that matter. How many such moments still await you in this cycle is for you to discover. And you will, as you leave Bethlehem one final time. You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Role-Playing, where we played the adventure His Last Hope for KULT Divinity Lost. His Last Hope was written by Magnus Sæther for the second edition of KULT, and has been updated for KULT Divinity Lost as part of the Screams and Whispers scenario collection. The music was made by Atrium Carceri, and was used with permission from their label, Cryochamber. Check out their website at cryochamber.bandcamp.com, or their YouTube channel for some moody dark ambient for your gaming table. We would like to give massive thanks to our champions of the Red Moon, Martin Heuschober, Nastasia Raulerson, Simon Cooper, David, Julia, Camilla, Ludwig Manford, and Bob Lange for their generous support. And we would of course also like to thank all of our other patrons. Without your support, the show would not be possible. If you want to support our work, please check us out on Patreon. You can get access to bonus campaigns for KULT Divinity Lost and Coriolis there, as well as get early and raw access to all of our recordings. You can also hear your name read on the show as a champion of the Red Moon, as well as play KULT with us. Most importantly, that support is what keeps the show going, so do check us out there. Thank you again for listening, and remember, death is only the beginning.